I'd like to welcome you here today. Today I'm sharing a wonderful tutorial how to make a tall and skinny card, and we are using Little Birdie Celebrate Life papers, Celebrate Life Rooney flowers, and some of their wonderful chalk paint. So let's take a look at the project. Before we do, I want to show you, here's the 6x6 pad. This is 24 sheets. It's a wonderful shabby chic collection with soft pastels, beautiful florals. I just love this collection. It's great for birthday parties, anniversaries, anything you need to celebrate. I worked with the 12 by 12 to make this card, and I'll just show you the patterns very quickly. There's a wonderful pink damask, this darling banner rosette page, a really beautiful distressed dot, these sweet pastel cameras in pink, blue, and purple. There's a wonderful 3x4 journal page, and we did use some of this. And then this is the wonderful thing about the 12 by 12s. They have these fantastic punch out doilies that make great focals, so it's super easy to make a card. Dream catchers with feathers, this darling collage page with the birds and the flowers, and then I also use this floral cluster pattern. Lots of images from the cut apart sheet and the beautiful pink wood grain. So a little word about this paper. This is 250 GSM, which is 110 pound weight paper. This means it is really heavy, and I love the quality of this paper. A lot of times with heavy papers, they don't cut well and they don't score and fold well. This does both beautifully. I did not have a single crack in folding and scoring, and it cuts like butter. So very, very high quality. The weight also means that it would take any mixed media treatments that you want to give to it. And I will tell you now, hang around, because at the end of this project share and tutorial, I have exciting news that you are not going to want to miss out on, and it might have something to do with a giveaway. So hang around for that. Now let's take a look at this tall and skinny card. This is such a popular size right now. They're really fun to make. This measures 8 1/4 by 4 1/4, and this one has I think it's a 3/4 inch spine. Yes, and I do that because on the inside there's a box pocket, and you will learn how to create the box pocket inside. So on the cover, I'm going to show you how to build all these elements, these little raised panels. This is Little Birdie chipboard that I painted with this beautiful pink ballet chalk paint. It is thick and it covers in one coat, which I love. Then I came in with my Art Institute Dries Clear glitter glue. Painted that over the chipboard and sprinkled it with some glitter just to make it really sparkly. Here's that circle image that we were talking about, and then I fussy cut a bunch of these little floral bouquets to pop up on top of it to create lots of depth and dimension. These darling little Rooney flowers, the Celebrate Life flowers, are coordinated to match perfectly with the papers, so it makes your life so easy. And then over here I've got a little button, and you'll see in the tutorial I make a boo-boo. and I was like, and then I was like, no, I need to show people how to fix this. So to fix this little torn area underneath where I moved an element that had been glued down, I took one of my beautiful vintage pearl buttons, slipped it under there, tied it with iridescent string, and then hung this darling little birthday cake. So it looks deliberate, and that's a really good trick to learn. When you make a mistake, you don't have to trash your project. You can usually save it if you think about it. Here's that little banner border. I just trimmed out a little piece, tucked it underneath this floral, and it just draws the eye all together. So inside the card, we've got a beautiful decorative panel up here with more fussy cut elements and a little fishtail banner. And then down here is a sweet little box pocket that you will learn how to make in the tutorial. And inside, I added a little tea wallet, a little treat wallet, and put in a chocolate and a tea bag. Also in here, This is like a tea party in a box, which is so fun to give as a birthday gift to a little girl or even a bridal shower gift. It's just really fun. So I wrapped these little cookies with a piece of the designer paper, popped on one of those fussy cuts, super cute. Here's a sweet little honey stick to go with the tea. Again, a fussy cut tag, one of those little Rooney flowers, and more iridescent string. And then to stir the tea, here's a really sweet little vintage spoon. So here's what I want to tell you. Little Birdie, I'm a kind of a resident guest designer for them. I'll be sharing a project once a month at least. And they have a giveaway for you. How exciting is that? So all you have to do to be entered to win a $30 shopping spree at Little Birdie Crafts on their new website, littlebirdicrafts.com, and I'll put the link below in the description box. You have to like and comment on this video. Then you have to go to the Little Birdie Crafts Facebook page, and I'll put the link there in the description box, and you have to like and follow their page in social media. A lot of you may not realize, but Little Birdie has just opened up a direct sales website, littlebirdicrafts.com. Previously, they only sold wholesale, but this new is direct to the customer. The prices are fantastic. I have a discount code that you can use, which I will also put in the description box below, and I will reveal the winner of that. I'll choose the winner. I'll give you until Monday at midnight Eastern Daylight Time, and I will choose a winner and reveal that here the following day, whatever day that is. Let's get started with the tutorial so you can learn how to make this darling, darling card. Don't go away. Okay guys, let's get started making this cute card. For a tall and skinny card, I like to use paper that measures 8 1/4 by 9 1/4. And because this one is horizontal, I scored it on that 9 1/4 side at 4 1/4 and 5, and that creates our spine. So then on the inside, I've just lined this with panels of the designer paper that are slightly smaller than the card base. And notice I just used the designer paper for the card base, and that's because this paper is so beautiful and heavy. I didn't even need to make a cardstock base, which is a huge time saver. So to decorate the top, I just cut a little panel of the pink damask, cut fishtail banners on the end. I fussy cut this border from the fussy cut page, then a sweet little cupcake and wreath that I also fussy cut. Then a little strip of paper here to cover up that white spine. Now I want to show you how to build this box pocket real easily on the bottom. So let me gather my stuff here. This is another panel of that same wood grain. This is 8 1/4 by 2. And then from my scraps, I cut what I call these gussets. And these are 1.5 inches by 2, and I've scored it every 1/2 inch. So then I fold, and you've got this little gusset. We're just going to put glue on these, and we've got the folded edge lined up with the outside edge of our paper. And we're just going to glue this down. Oops, I had it upside down. That's really funny. So see, we've just got this lined up with the edge of our paper. And we're going to do the same thing over on the other side. Just line this up. Our folded edge with the cut edge. Then these will fold in. And then for the bottom, I've done the same thing. This is an 8 1/4 by 1 1/4 piece. And I'm just going to do the same thing. This is just an easy, quick way to make a box pocket. Yeah. So again, I'm just lining the fold up with the edge, and then I just check the front side to make sure it looks good. And it does. So then we're just going to adhere these together. and line this up with our card base. Turn the sides in. And here's a little trick I like to use. I take an acrylic stamping block and I just kind of pop it in that corner, and it helps me get everything square. And then I can press on it without collapsing my paper, but I get a nice square corner. Same thing over here. I'm just going to pop that acrylic block in there. It's so nice if they just happen to be the correct depth to do this little job. So there's our box pocket. Fun, right? And not hard. And then to decorate the box pocket, I have this sweet little bird and teacup that I fussy cut from the paper collection. And I'm just going to put this right here. And then this sweet floral border. And I've backed these with foam tape just to add a little extra dimension. I think I want this to actually go like this. And for the front of the card, again, this is 8 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I cut a slightly smaller panel of the designer paper. This is 8 by 4. I stitched around the perimeter, and we're just going to glue this down onto our card base. Just like this. Easy peasy. Okay. And then I took these panels of designer paper. Each of these is 1 3/4 by 3 1/2. I matted them just on plain cream colored cardstock, and I made these little panels that are going to skip right along the front, and I've backed these with waste chipboard. I like to put the middle 2 panels in first, because if you get those centered, the other 2 are going to be fine too. So this one here, this is a little tricky. Just getting everything even and centered. So I need to shift this one over a little bit. Then this one down. And this is a great way to use up scraps of a paper collection, if you've got a lot of scraps. And then this sweet one goes right over here. Let me make sure we're all straight. Also hard to do on camera. All right, that looks really good. Now I have this border piece that I cut, and I think I want this. Now this is where I have to play a little bit and think about what I want to do. So I think what I'm going to do is put one of these 1/8" foam strips on the back of my fussy cut border. And I'm going to lay this along the bottom, like that. Then I'm going to put my chipboard piece on top of that border. So our cupcake is going to go right here. Super cute. Very nice. And then just to add some interest and dimension, I fussy cut some little pieces from that fussy cut page. So put that one there, and you can see how this is just going to frame that cupcake so it doesn't look like it's floating off into space. All right, now this one is going to go right here, like that. And I have a third one that I want to put up in this corner. Actually, I'm not sure I want that there. Yes. I really like that right there. So I just need one little piece of a dimensional. On the bottom, so that it will pop a little bit. Look how sweet that is. Perfect. One right here. And I'm just going to take the point of my scissor and tuck it in there as much as I can. Hold that in place while I fuss the bow. That glue takes a minute to set, but I can use the time to pull out the bows and set the tails where I want them to be. Then I have to go on top of this a little string bow. This is going to add a little shimmer and shine, just like that. The same thing while that glue sets up. I'm just fussing the tails and the bow. Now we're going to do the same thing up here. And this frames our focal image. It lets everyone know that that's the primary thing we want them to look at. And that's just a really good design tip to remember. Lift that. There, get this under here. And adjust these little loops and the little tails. I spend a lot of time on my bows. People ask me all the time. It's just lots of practice. And that is what makes a good bow. And then also to balance that, I have another little piece of iridescent string that's going to go right here. I like using these titanium scissors because they are non-stick. So I can put them down in there, not burn my fingers, but then the glue just pulls off like that, real easy. So this is looking so sweet. Now let's bring in the flowers, my favorite part. These are Celebrate Life Rooney. You get 23 pieces in this pack. This is already all clustered together. Let's just use the little ones. I'm going to save that one for another project. So let's bring in some of these little leaves. This foliage always makes a project look more realistic, and Little Birdie makes beautiful foliage. So I'm going to add these here, just like that. One here. And I love that these are different shades of pink. These make me think of impatiens that grow here in North Carolina. They're one of my favorites. This is like the color of those little impatient flowers. So there's a little cluster of 3. And then up in this one, I think I'm just going to do 1. And I'm going to choose one of the dark colors. Actually, I think I'll do 3 because we've got room. Why not? And you can see how I'm just kind of lifting and layering even with the flowers. And let's do the opposite up here. We did 2 dark and a light. Let's do 2 light and a dark. Very sweet. Let's put a pink one down like that. And then let's take this blue one and layer it on top. I'm going to bend the wings to give it some dimension. And there you go. That's it. So how long did that take? 15 minutes? Not bad, guys. And it's such a sweet little card. I love the little cupcake. Makes me hungry, makes me want a piece of cake. And this color palette is just so sweet and soft. So thank you so much for joining me, Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. I hope you have fun creating these gift box cards for the people that you love. You can get all of these supplies at littlebirdie.crafts.com. I'll put the link in the description box below. Thanks for joining me, and you go get your craft on. Bye.